There we go. Works now. Wasn't working. My computer is being weird. Um, what's up, peeps? There's a few of you guys on here. Hopefully, you guys can hear me. Oh, I might jump on the treadmill after this. But I said I was going to get on. I know it's 13 minutes late, so my bad. Uh, if you guys can hear me, say something so I can see it in the chat. Let's see. I'll get through. There we go. Cool. I'll get through some of these questions and then I'll talk about SC2 and stuff. Muzzle devices, torque concerns. Yeah, you can 100% cause issues. Don't over torque. I've done it in the past too, just because knuckle drag and retard and put on a little bit of ugga dugga and you can fuck your shit up. So go to manufacturer spec. Main use case was scope carbine 1 and 2. Few scopes, top of the list. 4 to 16 attacker, 3 to 18 Mark 5. I don't like the NX8s as much. The attacker really is a better scope. The Vortex 3 to 18, when they made them, Vortex is coming out with another one. It's not out yet. Cowlice has a 3 to 18. That'd be a good one. But kind of the leader, like the gold standard in those scopes, the ZCO 4 to 20, the standard in those scopes right now is the Night Force Attacker 4 to 16 mil XT. Okay, so SC2. So I got back. I ran SC2 twice. Went really well. I've had this curriculum kind of planned out for a couple of years now, but I had to get enough students through SC1 to get to SC2. And people ask me, there's a little bit of, as an instructor, figuring out what I have to include in SC1 to get students into it and what I would prefer to do as far as like real development, which is what I push to SC2. So SC1 is a FAM, gets all the book work out of the way to begin with, a little bit of 100-yard work and fundamentals, and then barricade exploration and holds. But we don't really talk about target transitions. We don't really talk about reloads. We don't really talk about, and we don't get into really diving into the fundamentals, because I have to do the classroom stuff up front. There's no getting around it. You have to, because everybody has to speak the same language. And so you can't get around the classroom stuff. And then everybody came to scoped carbine to shoot scoped carbine distances. So you have to get people shooting at distance. So there's like only so much attention I can hold after guys sat in the classroom for 6 hours at 100 yards, which is where I think you get most of your work. And so rolling into SC2, where we've already done most of the classroom stuff, there's not a lot of additional classroom stuff to do. So we don't, like, I think the only real classroom stuff, I cover the fundamentals again, the shooter scope shot kind of thought process. The beginning of day 2, we go over the Kestrel and the app again, kind of like a refresher. But the entire first day is spent at 100 yards. And we do real work on shoulder placement, grip placement, bag use. And this is what guys ask me for in SC1, but it's like, again, you can't jump the classroom stuff. You can't jump over it. And I've taken some of that out by including it in the pre-work, like my weapon setup and that kind of stuff. And if I had people for 4 days, it would really go like day 1 SC1, day 1 SC2, day 3 or day 2 SC1, day 2 SC2, like staggered. That's how I would do a 4-day. But good luck getting 15 dudes who are civilians to sign up for 4 days at a time. It's just, that's how I'm going to structure my 4-day law enforcement scope carbine. But SC1 and 2 is broken down that way because it's getting and keeping people's attention and hopefully getting them back for a second class. Feedback was great. Dudes really liked it. They really, the biggest thing people said is like, hey, SC2 made them feel like SC1 did after even shooting matches and stuff, because they were like, dude, there's so much more to this that I never thought about. And that was cool. So I'm glad people realize that I'm not like tapped out with 2 days of curriculum, I guess, and have more to offer people. Let's see. For PRS, am I better off with suppressor or good muzzle brake? Most guys prefer muzzle brakes. You get better recoil management, and the gun's more compact. So moving it in and out of barricades, you have a more compact system. So SC2 went good. I'm not teaching it again until Washington at the end of the year. That curriculum's gonna, as I kind of sort out how to run it on all the ranges, it'll move and flex and change over the next year and a half, just like SC1 did. And but initial feedback's really, really good. Heavy on shot timer work, heavy on par times. Yeah, it went well. There's some changes and tweaks I want to make. A little bit different target setup. We work a little bit of magnification management there that I think is working out well. Trying to figure out the flow with different numbers of target backers and stuff, and the admin downtime of repasting targets and stuff, painting. It's just, that stuff's going to come over running it for a year or so. But first 2 classes down. SC2 is a diagnostics class, like a heavy diagnostics class. And Gabe, who's on here on Patreon, said, he was like, I beat on this in SC1, and it's one of those things trying to explain to a student, like, I can say all the things and you can nod your head, but it's like, I can't see what you're seeing or make you understand, like, and tie the things I'm saying together. It's kind of like talking about reticle movement or whatever. And so guys, I get a lot of like, yeah, totally makes sense. And then this class, guys were like, now I get it. On like reticle behavior and consistency and diagnosing what your gun's doing based off of what the reticle does. Because guys want to go down and see paper. They want to go down and see paper. And I go, dude, paper is a validation of what you see in your reticle. So you should be able to call and know what your groups look like based off reticle behavior. And if you're pleasantly surprised, that's good. If you walk down range and you're like, I don't know where all those rounds came from, then you got more shit to worry about, man. You got to get back to the fundamentals. And that's the thing is like SC2 at the entire day, because I don't have classroom, I can spend on getting it's a baby step. So it's starting with the shooter scope shot portion of it is like, okay, where is the buttstock connecting your shoulder? Like, what are the inputs of improper placement? Like push pull versus neutral on the bipod, bag placement issues and what it causes. So we walk through all of these things, and then guys get to see the reticle do a consistent thing based off all these inputs, which then helps you then diagnose your own shooting down the road. And again, I do agree that I would hope that would be, if I could take civilians and put them in a 4 or 5 day course, I would structure it. The 2 classes would go like this. It'd be like SC1, SC2, SC1, SC2. but now they're like this. But that's only because keeping people's attention. If I never left the 100-yard line in a scope carbine course, people would never come back. Even though logically, as far as like information flow, that's what would make sense. Given the end result of getting to what I want to accomplish in 4 or 5 days with a scope carbine. So it went good. For anybody who went, there's a bunch of guys on here. For the guys who went, by all means, feel free in the comments on the Patreon page to put your guys' debrief over your experience with SC2 and see. I think that'd be some good feedback for the group as a whole. If you guys have any other questions about SC2, go ahead and put them up. I'm sure you'd sell out a residential. I don't know, man. This spring's been super heavy, and I've got some big contracts coming up, which is good. I'm going to Alaska, and I've got Cherokee Nation again and some stuff. But I'm a little light on my fall classes. Bunch of new locations, which is always how it goes. I'm teaching Nebraska for the first time, which is 2 hours outside Denver. That one's really light. North Dakota is really light. Idaho is enough right now, but with stockpile kind of having the issues that it had, that one's really light. Ben Franklin's still a ways out, but that one's light as of now, or lighter as of now. So, and I haven't put Arizona up. Washington's really light, and that's SC 1 and 2. I've taught there a couple of years, but again, that's all the way in October. So it's really hard. It's hard as an instructor to go and book a range for a 5-day block in hopes that people would sign up for a really intense course, when like getting people to sign up for 2-day courses proves like, and I'm not an unpopular instructor, I don't think anyways. But it's like, I get a high return rate, which is cool. I mean, seeing you guys over and over again is awesome. Like, that shows like there's something there. It's the new students. And a lot of it is, I see a lot of it's ego. It's ego of people who think they're above a level 1 shooter because they've dabbled or they've shot a couple matches, and they go, well, what's in level 2? And I go, dude, unless you've taken my level 1, don't ask me about level 2, because there's a lot of dudes, and I say this in classes, there's a lot of dudes. What's going on, Chris? There's a lot of guys who think very highly of their skill set, who are missing huge fundamental base knowledge, huge amounts of base knowledge that they should be covering down on. Like, dudes who don't understand, ballistic things or things that affect, SDs and ESs and, spin drift, and they don't know how to, they're just like, it doesn't matter. And I'm like, then they wonder why they're shooting 10, 15% under leaders, because they're not factoring in these things that actually matter on small targets. And when you take these little bits, I say this in class too, for the guys who've been in my class, you guys have heard this before. You stack the guys who go like, well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You can't say it doesn't matter to 6 things and that all matter for a 10th, like rail deflection, bipod deflection, AJ, spin drift. Like, you can't say all of these things don't matter when they all stack up to being like 3, 4, 5 tenths of deflection, whether it's vertically or horizontally. And then you wonder why you're missing. It's like, well, but that one thing only mattered a 10th. Yes, but you stacked it with 3 other things, and then that opened up your cone of fire significantly, or moved your cone of fire enough that now you're low on a target. Now you're blaming data. Now you're blaming. It's like, well, that's because guys don't understand it, and they disregard it because, well, this instructor said that doesn't matter. Well, that instructor didn't understand it well enough to explain it, to kind of explain how these stacking tolerances can lead to issues that then make people so they don't trust their data, they don't trust their gun, they get really frustrated. So What's going on, Steve? Yeah, seeing how inputs of the stock placement and bag placement affect reticle behavior at 100 yards was eye-opening. Number of your classes, like, yeah, I don't know. I need to maybe just start calling everything level 2, like advanced. Put advanced on everything. Advanced. Or it's like guys who want basic. I get those like 3 or 4 times a year. I get dudes who want basic courses, but dude, all they want to do is just have their hand held to 1,000 yards. And like, dude, I'm an educator, not an experience-based instructor. And so they get really overwhelmed because of how much information. Super extra advanced and special secret sniper stuff. Yeah. So, but it was good. I'm really excited with how it went. I'm sweating my balls off because I took some pre-workout to jump on the treadmill. It does. It's what I told you. Like AJ, 100%. You can't zero in 16 mile an hour winds or 20 mile an hour winds and call your zero good. You can't, because you're going to have two or three tenths, which is like half an inch to 0.7 inches of spin drift, or not spin drift, AJ. Spin drift is minor. Spin drift, you're not going to see as much. You're just not, because the gyroscopic momentum of the bullet is not going to drift the bullet that much. AJ, yes. You're 100% going to see it. So, and wind can push your bullet. Wind, the 16 mile an hour wind is going to push your bullet enough to matter and shift your group. But again, people want these things to be all like, well, why isn't my gun zeroed? It's like, well, dude, there's, you have to understand that. Did you change lots? Did you change lots? Did you do something to your gun? Are you mounting the gun in the same way? Did you change your length of pull? Like, did your ocular shift? Did you check your parallax? Like, there's 15 things that can cause shift at 100 yards. So it really does matter to understand these factors. And it's because the more of them you can remove, then you can really isolate and address the things that are really affecting you. But when you just go, well, it doesn't matter, to 15 different things, it's like, well, now you're just throwing darts at a wall, like, and trying to figure out which one it might be. So, anyways, yeah, SC2 went really well. I'm going to rebook Southern California at the same range. That range is badass. I just really hope we don't get rained out, because that sucked. That river crossing is a big, like, coin flip on if that will affect us or not, because the second that they get a bunch of rain in Santa Barbara and you can't get across that river, yeah, it sucks. And I'm gonna have to up the price on that class, because that ranch is charging me more than any other place in the country. Let's see. SC2, I don't think I'll teach it in Battle Springs, because Battle Springs was a hard fill class. I'll teach at Battle Springs one more time before I ran SC2 there. I could run SC2 there. Yeah, I could. I need a wide range to do that, but I could on where we did the barricades. The thing is that like SC2 in Eagle Lake would be really hard, because that range is literally straight. So when I'm trying to do wide transitions, it just doesn't exist there. So I think I'm going to run probably SC1 one more time at Battle Springs, because I really like that place. That was a nice range. And then I might start teaching over at the place that Taylor's managing, which is, I forget what that's called now. It's on the other side of Dallas. So we'll see. But SC2 is just not going to be a class that's taught at every range, because I need the width. I can teach it in PA. That's wide enough. Arizona. I could do New Mexico. I like the New Mexico range. It's just, dude, it's every time I book there, it's super hard to get it to fill. SC1 was full, but it filled up in the last 3 weeks before class. I almost canceled that class. And that was a hard push by the guys at who are running those matches locally to push that class finally, because dude, it had 4 people as of 4 weeks out. Like I should have, most instructors would have already canceled that class. Luckily, I had a late flurry of activity. And then the range really worked with me on pricing to make it so I didn't lose a bunch of money. And PR1 was really light, and I still ran it. So we'll see. I'll probably teach the same stack there if I go back in 26. But I think I'm going to start. I'm going to probably book Reno again for a PR1 into PR2. I think Reno will be my first PR2. I like that range. Lewis and the guys over there that run that place are fantastic, and they have shit tons of targets and property. And I could do PR2 at Santa Barbara as well. I'm going to have to, yeah, we'll see. I can't just stop teaching PR precision rifle. I mean, I could, but I don't want to. And scope carbine can't take out scope carbine and precision rifle are going to be very much like every other trend in the industry. It's super heavy right now, but it's going to cycle, and precision rifle and bolt guns are going to come back into favor. Just right now, scope carbine is just like where everything's at. So, but yeah, Steve, isn't that range in Reno fucking bitching? Lewis and I did a heavy debrief after I finished. I love that range. That's one of my favorite ranges to teach at, is Reno. I tell people, it's like, dude, Reno's got a big ass airport. That range is fantastic. And especially for precision rifle, because precision rifle, do they have targets to 2,000 yards? So it just sucks that ends up being the one that's the lightest. So that scope carbine sells so well there, and precision rifle tends to be really light. Last year it wasn't, but the year before it was. Anyways, I'm going to jump on again here in a few days. This I just wanted to talk really quickly about, because guys had asked about SC2 and kind of give my thoughts on it. SC2 is really heavy at 100 yards. You know, Steve was there. Really heavy on kind of barricades and par times. And there's some stuff, some good debrief points on, and things are smoothing out, and they're going to continue to smooth out kind of how I figured that out. Target sizes, I changed targets between the first time I taught it and the second time, and it worked out a lot better. Spacing some of the dots out. Speaking of, I need to put those. That's fine, Chris. I have plenty of guns for you to use. I've also got that Steyr SSG M1. I've got tons of stuff. I've got a what's that? I've got that new one. I just built a new class gun. What is it? I've got my 6.5 Aero Solus in the Zermatt chassis, and I've got a MDT J Allen chassis with a Bighorn TL3 in it. That's also 308. Yeah, and we shot a lot of rounds too at 100 yards. Steve said it never felt boring or unnecessary with all the work at 100 yards. I hope not, dude. I try to keep it moving, and it's very structured and specific. It's a really different feeling class from SC1, even as an instructor. The second day feels a little similar, because giving guys room to chase themselves and do build and breaks and stuff. And that's going to iron out as I figure out all the barricades and stuff and timing and what I can fit and what I can't. I mean, I could do another I 100% have enough curriculum to do an SC3 if I wanted to, or just do it as like a 5 or 6 day course and just make it once a year. Come to Reno for 6 days straight, and we'll just play on that range. It'd be like $1,500, but it'd be fun. But anyways, so real fast and sweet, I'm going to do another Q&A. I'll probably do one. I'm home for like the next 3 weeks, which is fantastic. I actually get some time to relax because I've been going hard since like last summer. So this is like my longest break that I've had in a while. So I'm excited to chill out a little bit. And I got to get on the range. Some more stuff coming. The Nighthawk's back from getting fixed. I got to shoot that 12.5 with the J. Allen suppressor. Not J. Allen. Allen Engineering. The SIG 553 got its SpectraCat cam. I got to go pick up my SpectraCat Dirty Dave. That's done and cleared. The 2 Hodge 14.5s are done. Like I got a lot of gun stuff I got to get into, and it's been hit and miss on weather out here. So, but I'm gonna go down to the backyard range. I have at least 2 days of heavy gun cleaning after I finish my taxes. Yay! Working for yourself is fantastic, especially when you have to send $20,000 every 3 months to the federal government. Anyways, appreciate you guys. I'm gonna do another Q&A soon, probably beginning of next week. We'll see. Soon, like in the next few days. So if you guys have more questions, or if this video spurred more discussion, I'm going to try to give you guys a bunch of time before I get busy again. I'm going to be in Missouri. There's still some spots in Missouri for precision rifle at the GA Precision Range. If you guys want to come out and do precision rifle, that's a badass range. They've got all the PRS props and stuff hosted by GA Precision. And then after that, it's contracts for a bit. In Idaho. Idaho's a badass range too. So if you guys want to come out and do precision rifle, I'm driving to Idaho. So if you guys want to come out and do Idaho, and I can definitely bring loaner guns if people want to make the trip. That's in June. So a couple months from now. But appreciate you guys. Seriously, Patreon is a huge help. It really does assist in all this stuff. And yeah, and hopefully, like I tell guys in classes, I prefer doing this than endless Instagram DMs from people I'll never see in class. So for the $5 or whatever a month you guys are contributing, I really do appreciate it. It does help. And I'd rather spend my time with guys who are serious. So more giveaways coming up. I try to do that as much as I can to make it worth your time. It's been really fun giving away the watches. I don't have any more watches to give away, but we did give away 2. I actually got hit up by Brigade Watches. He wants to do a competition on a certain drill to give away a Bruiser, one of his sub-commanders, in the next year as a promotion. So I was like, hell yeah, dude. He's going to do the new sub-commander is going to have a Solita Swiss movement in it. So that'd be bitching. And I was like, I'm down. Like, let's do it. And yeah, and I've got a 12.5 Criterion barreled IWI sitting right here in my gun safe, that I have to finish the video on, and then that'll be given away. That will be public, not just Patreon, but I'll post it for you guys first. And then that will start the every 3-month rifle giveaway for the next year. So that'll be fun. But I got to go finish Nick Velox's drill he wants with another gun, and then do the video and post it. But that'll be fun. Doing some rifle giveaways. But more belts coming. You know, I've got a bunch of other stuff I want to do. Giveaways on some more knives. Yeah, and I try to spread it out. You know, if you want a chassis, like I hate to tell you, you're probably not going to win the next couple giveaways because there's 300 of you guys on here. So I definitely try to spread it out, make sure everybody's kind of getting hit as I can. Yeah. So with that being said, I'm going to jump on the treadmill and walk for a while. Appreciate all you guys. Hit me up. Put more questions below. I will do another live in the next week. We'll get on here and smoke a cigar and drink some tequila, and we can dive down whatever rabbit holes you guys want to dive down. So appreciate you guys, and I'll catch you next time.